Welcome, everybody. I got a little frog in my throat. I think I might sound a little different tonight. Welcome, everybody. All
Hey
right.
Mark. Hey Mark, how you doing?
Yeah, if Mark were here.
I tagged Peaceful Pastures, so Ryan should be coming soon.
Perfect. All right. Leo, how are you?
Hey, super great.
Thank you for tagging Ryan. I did shoot him a message as well. Just let him know that we were hosting on Mark's account tonight, just because it's a little different than what we normally do. So we shall see if he pops up. We'll give him a few minutes. If not, maybe we'll just change the title and just shoot the shit for a little bit.
Yeah, we can talk about the holidays and
Actually, in the
you know
meantime,
what
while
that.
we're waiting, have you guys watched that movie Leave the World Behind?
I haven't heard of it. How do you watch it?
You usually turn your TV on and then you just start the stream and you watch it like a movie. Just saying.
Yeah, is it on like Netflix or anything like that?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's a very interesting movie with some foreshadowing or programming, whatever you want to call it, about the end of the United States, basically by systematic attack from the inside.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if it's by the globalist movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely one of those movies that you need to watch with a critical mind, not just like zone out for entertainment, but to watch it for a critical mind to kind of like see what they're putting out there. There's some symbolism in it, lots of symbolism actually, but
Oh,
hmm
that's cool.
definitely an interesting watch when you look at it from that perspective.
Man, ever since the liquidation, everything's like red.
Not everything.
Yeah,
Synthetics was up. Um, Let me flip back over to my other tracking. I think everything flipped over already, so it's kind of hard to tell how much. AVAX is going on another freaking rip right now. It's already back
yeah,
up to 41.50.
crazy.
Yep.
It's like $8 a month ago.
Well, I did have some take profits set at 38. Thank God I canceled those because it's gone up even more. How are we doing with BioFi? It's recovered a little bit.
91, I think.
Yeah, 90. Yeah, 00090.
Yeah, I bought it at 18, so that's 5x.
Yeah, you bought in at a perfect time in that bottom. I'll give him about 3 more minutes, and then if he doesn't show up, all right.
Yeah, let's get everyone up here and just all talk together.
DJ Lovely K. Thanks for popping in. DJ Lovely K. I'm assuming that does stand for disc jockey. Thumbs up if that's the case. Sent out some speaker invites to everybody. Pull them up here. Unless, of course, they're just hanging out, which is cool too. All right. I don't see any here. Or Ryan, have you received any response back from him?
No chat yet.
All right. Well, let's just do this. We are looking at an overall total market cap 1.53 trillion. BTC dominance is right around 53. BTC is just under 42K. ETH just over 2,200. Litecoin 73. Doge is back down to 9 cents. Cadena at 67. Again, we saw, oh my God, how many millions like flush out of the market the other day in that freaking flash crash. Now, Leo, do you think
Three three
that we are going any
three three
lower?
three million.
What's that?
333 million.
3.3 million?
333 million.
Yeah, that's a shit ton of money leaving the market, right? But I think some of that money not only left the market, but I think it's rolled over to some of the alts because some of these alts have continued to, some of them dipped a lot, but they did get bought back up. And you can tell that, how can you tell that something is getting bought back up on the charts, Leo? Can you tell me that? What do we look at as far as
Oh,
TA? How can you tell something's getting bought right back up?
because the volume shoots up.
Volume shoots up. What else?
Um,
And I'll put you on the spot.
it's not a problem. I mean, obviously the ratio of buy to sell orders.
Yeah, we can see that on the
Um,
candlesticks, right? You see the wick. Wick's got a really long wick on the bottom.
yep.
Candle body,
That means
you'll see it's up high. So the wick down, all that wick is all that liquidity is getting bought right back up.
yep,
All the weak hands selling, all the smart money's coming in buying it right back up.
yep. Now if it was if B, now if BTC happened to plummet because of selling and not because of liquidation, then alts would have pumped higher because people use that money to bump up the alts.
Say that again. It's a little hard to hear you, Leo. You're a little muffled.
Okay, can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. I said that if it was plummeting because of people selling, then alts would have went higher because they would have used the money instead of losing the money.
Yeah, some of that money that's people are pulling from Bitcoin or have taken profits rolls right into some of those altcoins.
Yep,
Bitcoin pulls back, alts will typically dump too. Those people who have taken profits on Bitcoin have the liquidity now to roll it down into some alts.
yep,
All they're doing is cycling, churning money. Okay. You have said, um, we don't really talk about portfolio management too much. I'm gonna go ahead and change the title here.
Like the one thing that I regret that it didn't happen is because of the staking issue that I had with BioFi. If I didn't do that, then I would have taken the profits and bought AVAX, and that didn't happen, and I regret it.
Yeah, but those are tough lessons to learn, aren't they?
Yeah,
Bless it.
but February 10 is not that far away.
Hold on, I'm changing the title up here.
This is our pop-up space.
All right, there. Perfect. All right. So, yeah, as we talked about that rolling of liquidity over, um, we don't really talk about portfolio management too much, and I'm just going to share some things that I've learned, learning to do myself. I actually like to keep some of my long term holdings in different exchange and use, say, like an isolated exchange like MEXC to do just my trading, so that I know which currencies I'm looking to trade, take profits on, or look to hold long term. Um, Split them up into different areas, right? So that way I can help keep kind of organized. For those of you who are using TradingView, um, I actually set up different listings on my coins to watch. I have a crypto list. I have the tokens that I'm purchasing or watching the price of, spread out into different sections. If you're not familiar, you can create different sections on your trading view. You can label them with the exchange that you are purchasing them on or watching them on. I've even gone so far as you can have multiple lists in TradingView, and you can change that list. So I actually have another secondary list that I can flip over to, and those are all the tokens that I'm looking at actively trading, or purchasing in a long term. And again, I have that set up in different sections as well, different section names, and what the purpose of that particular token holding is. Um, some of these are going to be basically like small cap tokens that I'm holding, acquiring, and accumulating them for the long term. They have probably the best chance of doing a 10 to 50x in the bull run. So I'm just acquiring them. Most of them are less than a penny, some are less than 10 cents. So I'm just using that to help track them so I can see their price. On TradingView, you can add text onto your chart so you know where you're looking to enter them, so you don't have to remember these things. Um, Even setting alerts on the RSIs, prices, things like that, so that you know when it drops in price to a level you're looking to get in at. You can set that alert so you can go in, or you can just set a limit order if you already know where you're looking for it to drop. Set a limit order in to acquire whatever many shares that you want to at that particular price. If you're doing your TA and you see it going down to that level, right? Um, those are some of the things that I would recommend that you do. It can be somewhat time consuming to do a little bit of the TA and understand where the charts are going. Um, I'll share a little bit of this. There was a lot of people in long positions that got liquidated, a lot of them.
Wow.
And a lot of them too, as well, got liquidated because they dropped the market so low. Even their stop prices, um, were stopped out, right? Because the market makers can see where your take profits are. And there's a lot of information they can see. So when they're looking to liquidate all these long positions, they will push the market down through the stops and look to take all that liquidity from people who are trading on leverage. So if you're not a savvy trader, the moral of the story is Don't fucking trade on leverage. All right, or you're likely to get liquidated. Um, or take small positions. A quick 2-3x on a small movement, you can gain 15-20% instead of going for like a money shot, making 100% or more, right? But if you want to really be safe, then you just buy at spot price and you sit on it, and then market comes down. What might you want to do, Leo, if the market drops below your buy-in price? What is something you can do?
DCA.
DCA. If you know that you're in it for the long term, DCA in, make another purchase. Okay, bring your dollar cost average down and look for the long term. All right. So we are literally right at the very beginning of a recovery phase into this bull run. Now, when you look at the total market cap of altcoins, this was I actually was looking at some a gentleman showing some charts comparing the beginning of the last bull run with regard to the altcoin market cap, and it did the exact same thing. We had a rise in the total market cap of altcoins, and then we had a flush out, and then it continued on. It is the very beginning of altcoins really making a recovery going into 2024, and ultimately a lot of these trades will maximize late Q4 24, probably into 2025. All right, because historically looking at, we have the halving coming up in around April, usually within around a 6 month time frame after that. Bitcoin hits its all-time high, and then all that liquidity, people, the smart money starts taking their money off the table as retail continues to FOMO in, and they will cycle it right back over into the altcoins. Now, some of these altcoins that I have seen have already done 100%. Some of them even more. Like you look at BioFi, right? Which is from where you bought in, is already done what, a 4 or 5x?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah. So all coins are popping, right? The liquidity is coming into the market. So where is your greatest ROI, guys? In Bitcoin, Ethereum, or in altcoins besides the blue chips?
Yeah, alt.
Yeah, definitely in the alts, but they come with some volatility, right? So you got to have some nuts in this freaking market, because it is going to have some moments where it absolutely crushes you. All right. So, but if you're playing for the long term, it doesn't really matter. If you've got some trading tokens that you want to trade, by all means, make sure that you are taking profits at certain key levels of maybe some resistance levels you're going to start hitting. Um, this is where your TA comes in, looking at long-term trend lines on a longer time, macro time frame, to look and see where your horizontal ranges are, where it might be good times to take some profit. Man, if you make 100% on your money, might be worth taking your initial out, right? Letting the rest of it continue to grow. At that point, you got your initial capital back out of it, so you're good. There's nothing you're risking except all profit at that point. Um, but man, we are going to see, I think, in this bull run, an extensive amount of people making money, especially those who are here early, like we are, and in our community. Not only that, but because most of us in here have already secured our long term portfolio plan by purchasing XENO, right? So that we can get our crypto mined for us cheaper than spot price, building our bags, right? With Bitcoin, Litecoin, Doge, and Cadena, right? So we're the smart money. We're here early. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Leo? Where do you think we're going? What are your concerns? What are some of the trading things? Have you put the sniper school to work for you, doing a little bit of TA, or have you been kind of hesitant to do it? You've been playing around with it?
Yeah, I want to go back to something that you said and add a couple things to it. Okay, so when you have a chart, you always want to put your lines. You always want to make sure where you want to take your money or you want to put your stop loss. But the biggest thing that I've learned in two different schools and I've never done, and that's my fault, is set up a spreadsheet whenever you do something and then make Excel and write it down. Write down your open of what price that you bought or not, and do everything. Document it because a lot of the yes, there's a lot of apps that tell you things, but a lot of them don't have what you got it at. So have that spreadsheet. I'd really advise that. That's huge.
Yeah, spreadsheets help, especially when especially if you're looking at the psychology of what you're trading. Um, this is why it's a kind of a nice to have some good TA to know where your price targets are at, follow your plan of where you want to take profits. Um, because once the green candles and FOMO really sets in, it's tough to actually sell when you need to sell. Man, it is a struggle even for me because there's things that I want to sell and take profits on, but at the same time I know if I just be patient and wait for the long, it's even going to go up even higher than that. Right now, it's obviously there's potential for pullbacks along the way, but I think that is if you are in this market for the long term, you're in it for the next 2 to 3 years. Right? That's a long term outlook, unless you want to be day trading or swing trading. Um, and then obviously you can do that as well, but yeah, that's where we need to be looking at things, because this is going to be the biggest transfer of wealth in this cycle. So I think we're going to be uh well to do from that standpoint from the long term, especially because we've got our mining set up. So amazing. Anywho, that's my 2 cents on that. We have not seen Ryan pop in here, so I don't know. I sent out some speaker requests. Not many have come up, or I don't see anybody requesting to come up. Um, so honestly, we can keep it going for a couple more minutes, and then we can look to shut down the space, and because we can talk about the market for a little bit, and then we got some work to do in the back end. Um, we got XRP Army coming up. We got artwork to work on, trades assignments to do. So there is tons of shit to do and get done. Uh,
Actually, I'd like for me and you, for the next 5 minutes ish, is to talk about in the last month some mistakes that we made, so people won't make the same.
like what?
That's what I like for me. Like right now, if I wouldn't have staked it, I would have my deposit still in there, but I could bring out 2K profit like right at the second if I didn't
Yeah,
stake it.
yeah. I think that we don't really talk about staking too often, but I am glad that you brought that up because um, never stake 100% of what you have. I always leave like maybe like 20% out, because you never know, depend upon the staking platform you're using. Right now, crypto.com offers some staking on there, but you have flexible staking, but the pay percentage APY is going to be pretty low, right? Compared to if you do a 30-day lockup, or even a 90-day lockup that they offer. You got to really know what your period of unstaking is, right? Some of them will say you can unstake anytime, but there's, a 3 or 5 or 7 day, or even some are even longer, 21 to 30-day unstaking process, depending upon the network, right? When you stake it to a validating node. So make sure you understand when you're staking how long it's going to take you to retrieve that, because if the market's going and you're wanting to take profits, and all of a sudden you go to unstake and it's taking you 21 days to unstake it, that market could already have done what it's going to do and retraced, right? So like I was saying, and Leo learned by the school of hard knocks is don't always stake 100% of what you have, so that you have some that you can take profits on if the market goes in your direction, right? And be able to pull those profits and then be able to cycle and turn them into something else, right? What else, Leo? What other good lessons have you learned being in the market?
Um, um, Taking profits instead of being a hodler.
It's the hardest thing to do, my man, is take
Yep,
profits. It's a struggle every day, especially when you see it going up and that percentage goes up and you're like, I think it can go a little bit more, right?
yep,
Yep. All right, guys. Well, I'm not going to ramble on and, keep us going all night tonight. I'll have Mark go ahead and kill the space. Thank you guys for tuning in. Too bad we didn't have our speaker tonight. Hopefully next week. It does sound like Space Traveler will be back next week, and we will look to host the mental health space. Then we are going through a rebranding. It will no longer be entitled. It'll no longer be titled Men's Mental Health. We're going to make it a little broader and address mental health altogether, so that we can get a broader reach and discuss some other topics that are a little bit more broader, and hopefully make a difference for some other folks that are out there. And we'll look forward to hosting that again next Monday at 9 p.m. EST. All right, guys. All right, Leo. Anything last things you want to say to wrap up, and then I'm going to go ahead and have Mark kill the space. Okay.
yeah. Let's go.
All right, guys. Thank you.